The summer is finally coming to an end, and as we roll into the fall, expect big game releases to ramp up, and we see that in a big way in September. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at the top 14 games coming in September 2017. Let's get right into this. Number 14, Rayman Legends Definitive Edition. Rayman Legends is headed to the Nintendo Switch with a host of new updates suited for the console, local multiplayer with up to 4 friends, new features in the Kung Fu Tournament mode, and utilization of the touchscreen to take out enemies, manipulate platforms, cut ropes, and more. Rayman Legends was a great game and it promises to be better on the Switch. It releases on September 12th. Number 13, Cuphead. Cuphead, the long-awaited run-and-gun platformer, is almost here. The game was inspired by the works of 1930s cartoons, and that's evident by the very unique art style and design. You play as Cuphead, who loses a bet to the devil and spends the game attempting to repay it. The game features branching level sequences and is based around continuous boss fights. Through very typical mechanics, you'll fight through these bosses. The game also has a 2-player cooperative mode. Cuphead comes to PC and Xbox One on September 29th. Number 12, Knack 2. Knack was one of the PlayStation 4's marquee launch titles. While it featured some incredible visuals, the game failed to live up to expectations. The gameplay was mundane and the story wasn't anything special. Surprisingly, a sequel is on the way and it's being released next month. Knack 2 will build upon the first game and expect the story to see a jolt as a writer of God of War has joined the studio to write the story script of Knack 2. Knack 2 releases exclusively on the PS4 on September 5th.
Oh, that guy. Oh yeah, here we go.
He's gonna hit me. Sure.
Get out of here. I love the sword stuff. You get the sword for just a second and you just destroy. So much damage.
Knack has been training in the martial arts for the past few years.
This guy's pretty tough.
Oh, here's some stuff up here. We gotta be Knack.
No match for Knack.
Little baby Knack.
I'll just warp to you.
Uh-oh, Indiana Jones time.
Okay, we gotta be careful here.
Number 11, Project Cars 2. The sequel to the highly successful Project Cars releases next month and it's coming with a lot of refinements. The game will feature 182 cars from 38 manufacturers in a variety of car and race car classes. The largest track roster on console with 46 tracks. A new time and weather system have been introduced which allow multiple different and changing weather conditions within a given season. It's got VR support and esports focused online mode, so you can see they're going all out. Project Cars 2 hits PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 22nd. Number 10, Pokken Tournament DX. Pokken Tournament was a great title for the Wii U, and now it's receiving an enhanced port for the Nintendo Switch dubbed Pokken Tournament DX. It's coming with new fighters, new game modes, and everything that was already great about Pokken Tournament. The Nintendo Switch's library has been rapidly growing, and this should be another great inclusion. Pokken Tournament DX releases on September 22nd. Number 9, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Marvel vs. Capcom has been one of the most popular fighting game franchises on the market, marrying 2 beloved worlds, and now it's back for the first time being built ground up for the current generation platforms with Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. The game has a heavier emphasis on storytelling with the series' first cinematic story mode. The plot follows the heroes and villains of the Marvel and Capcom universe who must now work together to save their world from a new threat, Ultron Sigma. Of course, multiplayer will also be a big component of the game, and with a loaded roster, hopefully this turns out to be great. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comes September 19th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Think you can handle this? You want to take us on? My condolences. Spider Cannon! Going somewhere? Around we go! Caught me a big one! See ya! Crawler! Red! Thunder Power Stone! Let's go to town! Yeah! Oh! And it's out of here! Get out of here! Space Spider-Man! It's fight time! Here we go! Uh-oh. Spider sense tingling. You again. Don't you ever get tired of this? Sorry, Norman. You're not my type.
Fine. A temporary truce.
Line him up! Watch and learn! Up there! Get lost! Faster! Light! Slash rock! Take the dog lair! Take! Mind stone! Seeing double? Arc shot! Laser cutting edge! I'm finished here!
Maximum!
Shadow combination! Laser cutting edge! Pick your poison! Let's go! Time for the supernova!
Number 8, Gundam Versus. Gundam Versus is the first Gundam game coming stateside in a while. The games have been consistent in Japan but very sporadic in the West. Nonetheless, Gundam Versus will feature improved visuals and more detailed destruction than previous games. It'll feature 2v2 as well as 3v3 battles. Hopefully Gundam Versus starts a trend of many more Gundam games coming to the West. We can only hope, but for now, know that Gundam Versus comes to the PS4 on September 29th. Number 7, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Visual novels have yet to really find their footing in the West. They've got their niche markets. However, one series that has been gaining traction over the last few years is Danganronpa, and the latest game is on the way, Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony, which will be following in suit with the previous games, featuring engaging storytelling with great character development and insane plot twists. If you've yet to give Danganronpa a shot, this entry does tell a new story, so you can jump in. Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony releases for PS4, Vita, and PC on September 26th.
I haven't been in a trial room like forever.
I've had enough of your lies, man!
Everyone's life is at stake!
What do they want with us?
You're a terrible person!
This is bad. We need to get out of here.
Wait!
Come on! Let me at the hook already!
Why you look so nervous?
Why don't you just admit it already?
Everyone stop! We gotta work together to find the mastermind. Then we can end this.
Number 6, Ys VIII Lacrimosa of Dana. Japanese RPGs have seen somewhat of a resurgence in the last few years, with several series putting out games consistently. We have another entry in a long-running franchise with Ys VIII Lacrimosa of Dana. Technically, the game isn't as impressive as a lot of other games. It is being released on the Vita, so that's to be expected, but from a gameplay, soundtrack, and storytelling standpoint, expect Ys VIII to deliver on that front. The game comes to PS4, Vita, and PC on September 12th.
A long time ago, there were giant creatures with overwhelming strength that ruled the earth. Those creatures were known as ancient species.
What was with that premonition? Or was it just a dream? Bright red hair like a flame. I was granted the destiny of offering myself as the maiden of the great tree of beginnings.
Adol Kristen, are you going to look for her? Fodana?
Let's press on! Without any fear!
My name is Lexia. I'm a daughter of the noble Roswell family from Garmin. I don't need protection from someone like you.
I'm the Sahad from Crete! I must really be unlucky.
Hummel, I'm a transporter. There's no need for gratitude. I shall fulfill my duty.
My name is Rikota. Nice to meet you.
Number 5, Total War Warhammer II. Total War Warhammer is the latest in the long-running franchise by Creative Assembly and Sega. It's the sequel to last year's Total War Warhammer, and as far as strategy games go, Total War features some of the strongest games you'll find. And a free update for owners of both games is also expected that combines both campaign maps with regions from both games, so that's very nice. That update will come after the game's release. That update is expected after the game's release. Total War Warhammer 2 comes to PC on September 28th.
Shield over to the left is buffing their leadership in there and protecting them from spells. I think it's the shield of the old ones. Great charge defense, guys. Well done. Let's get Tyrion to help. Oh crap, Mazdamundi's Ruination of Cities hit both of our lines. Let's pull Tyrion out of that. It's an omnidirectional wind spell, so it's pretty hazardous. You never really know which way it's going to go. Well, you're not the only one who can play with wind spells. We've got some wind spells too. Looks like he's using banishments on me, so we're going to have to move our Phoenix. Oh, just missed the Croxigores, but it did some good damage even so. Right, let's turn up the heat. There's a big group here, so we're going to throw down the Tempest Vortex to disrupt them. Guard your ears.
Number 4, Dishonored Death of the Outsider. Dishonored has been one of the great new IPs of the last decade. The first game was great, the second game was excellent, and now we have a standalone expansion that serves as a sequel to Dishonored 2 and Dishonored Death of the Outsider. It's set a couple months after the end of Dishonored 2, and Billy Lurk attempts to kill the source of the chaos within the Empire, the Outsider. Expect this to be another great Dishonored experience, and it is releasing for $30, so hopefully it's got a decent amount of content. Dishonored Death of the Outsider releases on September 14th for PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
I knew you'd seek me out one day. I didn't think it would be like this.
Dowd, the knife of Dunwall. I could never forget the man who pulled me up from nothing. Dowd taught me more than just killing.
You've always been good at uncovering secrets. I need your help. One last job.
Who's the mark?
The one responsible for it all. The cults, the black magic. We're gonna kill the Outsider.
We're killing strangers. We're killing strangers. We're killing strangers so we don't kill them all till we
You know I'm coming for you.
Number 3, Metroid Samus Returns. Traditional Metroid is back and aptly named with Metroid Samus Returns. Samus Returns is a reimagining of the 1991 Game Boy game Metroid 2 Return of Samus. It's a side-scrolling action-adventure game played on a 2D plane with 3D graphics. New features will be included, amiibo support being one of them. It's great to see Metroid back in form, and hopefully this holds us over until Metroid Prime 4 on the Switch. Metroid Samus Return comes September 15th for the 3DS. Number 2, Divinity Original Sin 2. Divinity Original Sin was a great old-school RPG, and now Larian Studios is back at it with the sequel, Divinity Original Sin 2. Taking place centuries after the first Divinity, in a time of wars and religious persecution. A group of 4 sorcerers embark on a quest to defeat Bishop Alexander. Group of 4 should cue you in that the game will feature 4-player cooperative play, so that'll be nice to go through the game with a couple of friends. You can play solo if you want. There's even a competitive multiplayer mode, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out. Divinity Original Sin 2 releases on September 14th for PC, and it will be coming to consoles at a later date. Finally, number 1, Destiny 2. Destiny was one of the most anticipated games of this generation. While many would argue that it fell short of its enormous expectations, the game had a lot of potential, and the expansions to Destiny helped build upon what was a very solid foundation. Now we have the sequel, Destiny 2, which will look to continue the successes of Rise of the Iron with refinements to the PvE and PvP. The story will take place 1 year after the events of Rise of the Iron, and it'll expand the Destiny universe to a big degree. Destiny 2 comes to PS4 and Xbox One September 6. PC players won't get it until later in October.
Look at the size of that thing. It must be their command ship.
So that wraps up the top 14 games coming in September 2017. What do you think? Which games in September are you the most excited for? Comment your thoughts down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.